To the survivors of fallen law enforcement officers, our hearts go out to you for your loss. The husbands and wives, mothers and fathers you loved, they protected us all. And all Americans are grateful for the lives that they gave in the line of duty.
In 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th of each year as Peace Officers Memorial Day, to honor officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice in keeping their communities safe. It would take another 20 years for the proclamation to evolve into a national gathering.
And so we lean
Richard S. Crittenden, Sr.
because they stood for honor and truth.
Thus was born the Roll Call of Heroes, where every May 15th on the Capitol lawn, the fallen officer's name is read out loud.
Every year they only read the names of the officers once, and it's so important to be out here for that one time to listen to Rick's name be called out in honor, for him to be added to the wall.
This year in Washington, D.C. will be the one and only year where Rick's name will be read. And it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to support that family and be there to support them through the grief that they are going through.
It was fitting that the officer's name be read aloud, but something more tangible was needed to express a nation's grief. It would take 10 more years before a fitting monument would be built to honor those who served and sacrificed. The National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial was dedicated by President Bush in October 1991. It encompasses 3 acres of federal parkland, though it was built and is maintained with private funds. The memorial features 2 curving blue-gray marble walls. Carved on these walls are the names of nearly 19,000 officers who have been killed in the line of duty, dating back to the first known death in 1792.
To bring the whole department out there and to stand out there in honor of him being etched into that wall, it's like it's an eternal resting place where if you ever wanted to go see, his name would be on the wall with all kinds of other historic and honorable individuals. It's quite an amazing place in D.C.
Being Rick's partner for the last couple years and working with him closely, we got to form a bond, as I think most of us do, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity to honor him and honor his family.
I think it'll be good for a lot of people. We've all grieved in our own way, and I'm hoping the family has an opportunity to feel pride in what Rick had done.
I think it's good for everybody. I think every cop should go out there and witness that at least once to see the unity and the brotherhood, and everybody cares. You don't have to know these people to understand what they're going through and what their department's going through. And
dozens of family, friends, and colleagues signed up for the trip to Washington, D.C. 2 luxury buses left the Maplewood Police Station on the morning of May 12th for the escort to the airport, where an honor guard greeted the entourage.
Everywhere we went, it seemed that there was this big police motorcade. To the airport, from the hotel, to the vigil. It just was very, very overwhelming.
Just the unbelievable outpouring of support of officers around the world. It started when we got off the airplane in D.C. We were escorted to our bus by bobbies, which are police officers from England. I was blown away that people volunteer to come over here, officers from around the world.
See all the different uniforms, and actually we just spoke with some bobbies from England, and so saw some Royal Canadian Mounties around the corner, so it's really interesting seeing the different countries as well as states.
But when you went to D.C., there was people from across the country willing to say I'm sorry or help, or just to sit and listen to the stories, and it was amazing seeing all these people that were willing to do this for you.
In Washington, honor guards escorted over 700 people daily for 2 days. The Minnesota contingent was spirited through rush hour traffic by police escorts, 14 motorcycles clearing the way as cars and bumper-to-bumper traffic inched over for the procession. Many in the group later made their way to the memorial wall to find Rick's name and take a rubbing from the granite stone.
Seeing all those names on the wall kind of makes you, sit back and go, geez, we've lost a lot of officers over the years. And
we had 2 officers that are being added to the wall this year.
This is the first time that I've actually come to the candlelight vigil, so I'm kind of anxious to see, how it actually goes. I've watched it on the internet and seen it on TV.
Thousands upon thousands gathered at the candlelight vigil to bear witness to the reading of the newly engraved names of the fallen officers.
From the state of Minnesota, Richard Scott Crittenden, Sr., September 7th, 2009.
As we raise our candles skyward in a silent salute, let us honor all those who have fallen and their families who have been left behind. Their legacy of service and supreme sacrifice is forever carved on the majestic walls that embrace us here tonight.
The candlelight vigil was the one that pulled my heartstrings more than the ceremony itself. To turn around and see those candles, there was tens of thousands of them behind us, and it was just... And then the candlelight vigil, for me, was the first time I also seen his name in the granite wall.
For me, the candlelight vigil, just when you see all those candles and all those people and all the respect and the support that people show. I heard there were somewhere between 20 and 30,000 people there. It is simply amazing. It gives me goosebumps.
That evening to see Richard Scott Crittenden Sr. written on the wall is history. That was pretty amazing to see that, but very permanent.
I think probably the neatest thing that I'd seen when I was there was a candlelight vigil. There was just something. I probably cried for about 5 minutes. Tried to hide it, but it was dark, so nobody was really watching and nobody really cared. But when you've got 5, 6, 7,000 cops there, all in their Class A uniforms, and everybody's holding a candle, and nobody really cared that the guy next to you was crying or the gal next to you was crying, and it just was, it was kind of awe-inspiring.
I love the candlelight vigil. It's very emotional.
Yes, in time we'll pass down that shield so proudly worn to another one in blue, in memory of, in memory of, in memory of you.
The COPS organization was formed shortly after the first memorial service by survivors wanting to support each other in rebuilding their shattered lives. Each year, the organization sponsors several seminars throughout Police Week. There is no membership fee to join COPS because, as their mission states, the price paid is already too high. Today, COPS membership is over 15,000 families. Another prominent organization involved in Police Week is the National Conference of Law Enforcement Emerald Societies. It is an organization of American police officers who promote Irish heritage and honor all officers who serve. They sponsor the Police Bagpipe Memorial March during Police Week. Groups from across the country march in formation on the streets of Washington, ending at the National Memorial. The Society also conducts the Midnight Piper service at the Wall and bestows a Police Officer of the Year award. Saturday morning, May 15th, President Barack Obama spoke to the families at the memorial service on the Capitol's West Lawn.
We often take it for granted, this cycle of life. We know, of course, that chance can change everything overnight, but we also rely on a certain order in our lives, a certain sense of security that lets us sleep safely in our beds and walk around our neighborhoods free from fear and go about our daily lives without being the victims of crime. That sense of security doesn't come on its own. What makes it possible, what makes freedom possible, are the law enforcement officers that we honor today.
It was difficult, but it was also healing. They help you talk through what you're feeling and what stage you're at. I think everybody, when they lose someone, feels that they should have this celebration of their life, and it was just magnificent. The dedication and all the people out there, the officers, and the respect they were showing their comrades that are fallen.
Yeah, other families going to DC, what I found out, need to let people help them. There's thousands of people there that want to help you and are there to help you, and majority of them are volunteering to help you. So let them help you. Let them take care of you. Let them lead you. Let them show you around. You know, listen to them, talk to them, because it's a great experience. It can be stressful because there's a lot of things that are scheduled in a week. You think a week is a long time, but it goes really fast, and there's a lot of people there to help you. So I just say relax and let them people help you, because they do a wonderful job.
Well, one advice I would say is it's very extreme. So you're either you have all the time in the world to sleep, or you're sleep deprived. You have plenty of opportunity to eat, or you're starving. It's very extreme. There's a hoedown on Sunday night that was very fun, and it was more family oriented. There's a lot of kids there. They had a lot of things for kids to do, you know, like in the jumpy castle thing, and sumo wrestling, and face painting and stuff. So it was very family oriented. I would definitely stay for that.
Well, the kids should expect a lot of walking around.
One thing I would say is, when you're out there, you only have 1 year that your officer's name is read. In that week that you're out there, that 5 days, don't make any plans other than honoring your fallen officer. It is just so amazing. It's not a vacation. It really was all about Rick. It was all about him.
National Police Week has proven to be a profound and moving experience. But the unfortunate truth is, it needs to be repeated again next year, and the next, and the next.
You know, it's really difficult to think about all the police officers, and in fact, you know, every 53 hours there's a police officer killed across the country, and it seems like 2010 has just been really hard. You know, it seems like it's been open season on police officers this year.
The monument itself is ever changing, as more and more names are added to the wall.
This is my first time, but it's not going to be my last time out here for this. This is too important.
Watch a flock of birds against the morning sun. Close your eyes and listen to the river run. Catch a firefly in your hand, or a raindrop on your tongue. That's right. There is a God. Don't it sound like a song? Stop and think about what you don't understand. Things like life and love and how the world began.
And so we lean on the fallen, because they stood for honor and truth. They may be gone, but not forgotten, forever living in me and you. So we lean on the fallen. Yeah, we lean on the fallen. I think of all the friends and families left behind. Some feel proud, some wonder why. All we can do is pick up and carry on. Remember how they lived instead of how they